friends, Jennifer All here with your Daily Hope, and today we are looking at Isaiah chapter 55, and the whole passage is worth going through and reading yourself line by line because it is full of hope and joy. The whole thing is an invitation to come to Him, those who are thirsty, those who feel poor and tired and hungry. Come to Him. You will be fed. You will find nourishment for your soul. Come that your soul may live. That's the invitation to us today. And so many worship songs have come out of this passage here. And as you're reading through it, I came to a part where they're talking about God's grace and His forgiveness, this perplexing countercultural concept of forgiveness. And then it says, this is baffling, because God's ways are not our ways. How God operates is baffling to you and to me because of this beautiful, beautiful reality. Verse 8 says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." Not only are God's ways and my ways, His thoughts and my thoughts, different, they're not just different and on the same playing field here. His ways and thoughts are higher than mine. My little human mind cannot comprehend and see things the way God does. And it's actually a beautiful comfort. That's why it stood out to me from this whole chapter, this reality that God's ways are not my ways. So when we feel confused or lost or just baffled at the world around us or why things are happening, I get to lean into this truth, that God's ways are higher than mine. His thoughts are higher than mine. It says, "As the rain and the snow come down from heaven, and do not return to it without watering the earth and making it bud and flourish so that it yields seed for the sower and bread for the eater, so is my word that goes out from my mouth. It will not return to me empty, but will accomplish what I desire and achieve the purpose for which I sent it." God sees. He's working from a picture, a master plan that you and I simply don't see. He sees this whole arc of this process of transformation that begins with rain and snow, but it nourishes the soil. It causes the seeds to bud and grow and flourish into a harvest that then gets picked up, and that grain gets turned into what becomes a fresh, glorious loaf of bread that just, when you smell it coming from the oven, it's just delightful, right? God looks at the rain and sees that glorious loaf of bread that nourishes us. Quite often, you and I, we just see the rain and we see the puddles that it causes, and we groan and we grumble and we go, "Why, God, why?" Simply, God sees and understands this master plan, this master process of transformation that is leading to His purposes. His plans and intentions, His words, they're not going to return empty. These things that He initiates and starts, they will produce the redemption and the goodness that He has promised. And so while we may not understand it, it may be baffling to us, we get to lean in and trust in His goodness, that He has the ability to weave all these little pieces and parts together into this amazing plan of redemption and goodness that will see His purposes through. We get to trust this. Quite often, my 3-year-old does not understand why I ask her to do the things that I do. There's just simply no way for her little 3-year-old mind to understand the world around us the way my mind does. And even I don't even understand it, right? But I understand more than she does. And sometimes in her misunderstanding, in her ignorance, in her little mind, she doesn't get what I'm asking her to do. And so she pushes back and she gets angry and she resists the things I'm asking of her. For example, we were trying to go on a family date for ice cream the other day. ice cream, right? It's wonderful and good. And so I was asking her to come to me so we can put on her shoes so we could get into the car so we could go get the ice cream. She did not understand why she would have to stop playing with her toys to put on her shoes. She was consumed with the shoes and why we would have to put on these shoes. It just did not make sense to her. She couldn't see the bigger plan that putting on the shoes leads to ice cream. And I find that may be the case quite often with me and with us and the Lord. He sometimes asks things of us that we just don't understand, or things may happen around us that just seem beyond our comprehension of how this could fit into his goodness and his grace. But this is where we get to lean in and trust him. His promises tell us good things are ahead because he is a God of redemption. We are safe in his hands, so we can lean in and trust him. Even when we don't understand, we can trust him. He is for us, and his goodness is promised and secure. Be encouraged today, my friends. I'll see you soon.